Adrienne from Yoga for Migraine. So if you are like most people, when you've got a doctor's appointment, you are sitting in the waiting room, what do? You probably grab your phone, try to look busy, try to distract yourself from the awkwardness of being in a random place with random people. You might feel a little bit nervous about your appointment, and I want to share about 15-minute yoga practice that you can do to help decrease your stress and anxiety when you're at the waiting room, and also use the opportunity while you're just waiting, doing nothing, to tap into your mindfulness practice, to do a little bit of stretching to help release tension, instead of just kind of wasting more time scrolling on Facebook and Instagram. So if you are just joining me, say hello, let me know you're here. If you're watching live, show #live, or if you're watching a replay, #replay. And I hope that this practice is helpful the next time you are waiting around anywhere. So first I'm going to show you some things that you can do when you are waiting and there are people around you, and maybe you're a little bit more self-conscious to do a full-out yoga practice in front of a bunch of strangers. So this is something that first step I like to do when I'm in a new place, and it's a 5 senses meditation. You actually get to start with your eyes open and look around the place that you're in and identify 5 things. Maybe it's different colors, maybe it's a lamp, a magazine. You're just being curious about what you see and simply naming it. So step 1, find 5 things and just name it to yourself in the new space that you're in. And that curiosity helps to decrease your anxiety and be able to be in a new environment without feeling overstimulated. The next step is moving into the sense of hearing. So find 4 things that you hear in the waiting room. Maybe it's people talking at the receptionist desk. Maybe you hear the HVAC. Maybe you hear people scuffling their feet. What are 4 things that you can hear? Next, moving into 3 things that you feel with your sense of touch. Could be your chair, could be your mask if you're out, maybe your clothing, just rubbing your clothes. Identify 3 things that you feel. And now, a little bit more subtle, identify 2 things that you smell. Perhaps you can smell your shampoo, or their sanitizer, or carpet. Finding 2 things that you can smell. And the last one is 1 thing that you taste. So licking your lips or teeth. Maybe you can taste your toothpaste or your lip balm. And that's something that you can do without anybody noticing. So next, let's just do a very basic breath awareness that you can do while nobody is suspecting it. And that's simply just counting your breaths up to 10 and then restarting. So it can go just inhaling 1 and exhaling 1. Inhaling 2. Exhaling 2. I know when I'm in a new environment, doing something very complicated with my breath is a little bit more than I can handle. So I like the simplicity of just counting my breaths. You can do it with your eyes open, or if you want to be more incognito, you can close your eyes, put your glasses on. You can even pretend to be looking at your phone while you're doing this. So don't let your self-consciousness of being mindful in public stop you. There's ways you can tune into your breath without anybody noticing. So just counting breaths. I did this the other day. I was waiting for my order at Whole Foods, my grocery delivery, and I had forgotten my phone, and I couldn't just do the curbside, so I had to go inside and wait for my order. And these are the practices I did, just counting my breaths. And when you get to 10, you would start over again at 1. So we've done our 5 senses meditation, we've done counting our breaths to 10, and the last thing that we can do that is kind of incognito is tensing and relaxing our muscles. So if you are probably wearing shoes somewhere, you can flex your feet and your muscles in your calves, and then on your exhale, just release and let it go. And do it one more time. Flex the toes and the legs, and release. This progressive muscle relaxation is really helpful for decreasing tension in the body. Let's move up to thighs and glutes. So tensing, probably nobody can see what you're doing. And then relax. Tense thighs and glutes. And release on exhale. For your arms and hands, you can do fists, or if you don't want to attract that much attention to yourselves, you can just tense your chest, your shoulders. So I'll do that, and you can barely see what I'm doing. So we're going to tense arms and shoulders, and then release. Maybe if your palms are up, you can kind of tense your forearms with it, and let it go. Now, if you made it perhaps from the primary waiting room and you've gone into your little individual doctor's office and nobody's around, you can do a little bit more movement. So maybe you want to lift the shoulders up and hike them up, and then let it go. One more. Hike those shoulders up, tense it. Maybe you can tense your hands now, and release. And the last fun one is your face. So as you breathe in, scrunch up your face. Let it go. One more. And release. So let's do a pose for your hips. That is great to do in a chair. It's like a figure 4, so you can take your right foot to the left thigh. And for some people, that is something you could do in public. Doesn't attract a ton of attention, but it helps to release the hip a little bit. To deepen that, you can fold forward slightly. And just send your breath into any places that feel a little resistant, a little stuck. And we'll switch it out. Left foot, you might be up here and you can hold on here. Everyone's body is different, so wherever you feel the stretch is plenty for you. And if you want a little more, fold forward slightly. Breathe deeply into the hip. And release. Let's do some chair yoga poses that focus on the upper body now. So one of my favorite, any place you can do it on your mat, standing or in a chair, is cat and cow. So as we inhale, we're going to lift the heart, maybe look up at the point where the ceiling and the wall meet. And then as you exhale, you'll round the spine, look down slightly. Inhale, rock your pelvis forward, your heart forward. Exhale, round. Let's do 2 more like that. Inhale. And exhale. So the next time you're in the waiting room, maybe some of you are now, just pull up your Facebook app and get into Yoga for Migraine Facebook group, and all of our replays from all these Facebook Lives are always in there for you to use when you need it. Exhale. Good. Come back to center. Shoulder rolls. Really simple, but really effective in reducing the upper body tension that so many of us with migraine experience, especially when we're in a new place. When we're going to the doctor, these are not fun, relaxing activities for most of us. So using these opportunities in the waiting room to relax. And let's reverse it, squeeze back, up and forward. Noticing if one side tends to be a little stickier, that's totally normal. And last one. Good, roll those shoulders back and down. Let's go from side to side. And I'll be honest, I did this when I was in the airport waiting. Probably, got a few weird glances, but no big deal. So you're gonna hold the top of your chair, and we're just reaching that top arm over so you feel a stretch from your hip to your fingertips, and practice going from side to side. Using the chair, using your bottom hand as a support. Stretching the side body without letting yourself kind of twist forward. It's really keeping it in a straight line. Now I want you to stay folded over here and lower the top hand about at waist height, and from there you get into a nice neck stretch. You can side out. Remember, this is the practice you can do when you've made it through the first waiting room and now you're just waiting for that doctor who's taking their time. Draw the chin forward another inch or so. Good, and let's roll the chin to the chest. Bring your hands back to the thighs. And we're gonna roll to the other side. So the left hand holds the bottom of the chair, reach the top arm up and over, open up those side ribs, and then press the top hand and press the palm so now it's about waist level. And feel that nice stretch on the right side of the neck. Every time you exhale, seeing if there's 0.5% more that you can release. And then chin forward another couple inches. Explore a new stretch. Feel free to linger in any place that feels good. And then roll chin to chest, lower both hands, and take your right hand to the forehead to bring your head back to center. Let's do a little bit more in the upper back. These are what I call butterfly hugs. You're interlacing your hands behind your head, and these are your butterfly wings. As you inhale, you'll lift the heart slightly, looking up any amount that feels comfortable, and then as you exhale, the elbows come together and you round the upper back, feeling a little bit of stretch on the back of the neck. Inhale, open the arms, heart open. Exhale, around, give yourself a little hug. Inhale. And exhale. Two more like that. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Back to center. Let's get into the upper back now by holding the back of your chair. So we've got a couple options. We're going to have you scoot to the very edge, front edge of your chair here. Now, step one is you could hold the sides of the chair and draw the shoulder blades back and just pull the heart forward. That can feel like a great opening in the chest and shoulders. Or if you want to get a little deeper, you can hold the top of the chair, pull the shoulders back, and imagine your heart pulling through like it's got a magnet on it and it's getting pulled forward with another giant magnet. And then soften the neck there. And take one more inhale. And on your exhale, let it go. We'll finish out with a twist. Super simple, coming to sit firmly in the center of your chair. And I'll twist here to my left, so my right hand is going to come on the outside of my left hand, and you can use your hand on the chair, on the very back, wherever feels comfortable so that you can get a nice lift. And then turn the neck as you feel comfortable. With twists, it's great to take it from the spine rather than having your neck lead the way. And let's exhale, unwind, and shift to the other side. So my left hand comes to the outside of the right leg. Find a place for your right hand that feels comfortable, that you feel stable, that you're able to lengthen the top of the head, shoulders down. And then as you exhale, that's when you can come into the twist any amount and perhaps turn your head to the right. And then on your next exhale, slowly unwind. And perhaps that was just enough time for Dr. Smith to say, hello, how are you? And you can feel so much more relaxed for your appointments. You can feel like you fit in some yoga and that you are feeling less anxious. So if that was a helpful practice, remember I'm here live every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 Eastern. I alternate giving talks about wellness and giving yoga classes like this. But I do have an extra yoga class that I'm teaching tomorrow evening, totally free. It's part of the Mindfulness for Migraine program with Miles for Migraine. I'll put a link in this as well if you'd like to check that out. It's at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. It's a 30-minute class, and it's going to be celebrating the new moon, which will be tomorrow. And all the practices I'm very excited about are all based on circles, so it'll be a very fluid class, and I hope you can join me then. We have 2 spots open for our Beyond Migraine program this November. Beyond Migraine is my revolutionary group coaching program that empowers you to decrease your own pain and reclaim your freedom from migraine using yoga and lifestyle strategies. So you can apply at the link that I'll put in, and it's also in the description. But I'd love to talk to you and see if yoga and lifestyle changes could really make a difference in your life with migraine. So thank you for joining me. I got to see a lot of people live, and please say hello. I'd love to know who joined me today, and if today's class was helpful, feel free to send me a DM with any requests or comments for our next Yoga for Migraine class in my Facebook. All right, see you next time. Thank you, everybody.